Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi to the people in the place. I'm DM Jules, and this is...
This is your picture.
Wait a second.
Call your parents.
She would
Hey.
never say that.
No, she wouldn't. Hey, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning into this special episode of The Fate of Isen. As you may know, the chapter Water, the second chapter of Book 2, just finished with the last episode. If you haven't listened to it, go and do that. It'll be a good time for you, I hope. In the meantime, before we crack on with the next chapter, Air, we're having a little bit of an interlude to see what else is going on in Isen. So I have stepped in Jules's place just for this one to run a session of D12 Go in which we take a little bit of a closer look at an organisation called The Forgotten. This is something that has been explored a very, very small amount in the main feed, or in the main story, rather. And so, yeah, we're just going to take a little bit of a look at that. It may be canon. The intention is that it's canon, but if what we do completely contradicts what Jules has in mind for the world, then it's not canon. But hooray! Let's just do our best. So, as I said, I am GM Brad, and I'm joined by 3 of the main cast members of Book 2 who will introduce themselves and their characters that they'll be playing. So we'll take it away, Severin.
Oh, hello. We're mixing up the order. Because I jumped in a few weeks back and I'm still overthinking that every time I go to sleep. Hey everybody, I'm Severin. Usually I play the punchy monk boy Dexter Clementine, but not this time because we're in D12 Go land. So instead I am playing Mr. Graves, who is an undead butler made from the stitched together body parts of other butlers. They were put to death because they're always the ones that did it in mystery novels. Just to give like a general vibe of how he looks, his left eye is bloodshot and bulging, and his left leg is shorter than his right because they missed a part when sewing him together.
Oh, buddy.
His specialities include cane in the membrane, so he carries a cane with the head of a gold eagle to help him walk, and it's a very precise strike into the soft fleshy bits. A butler's intuition, where he kind of picks up on various things happening around the world, and of course he has a private school education, so knows specific kind of academic facts, like what plant that is, or the habits of bees, and stuff like that. And
Cool,
I
very
will
cool.
throw it over to whoever wants to go next.
So we'll throw to Erika in just a second. Before we do, though, I just want to point out, so I did say, this is still Fate of Isen, so just like the standard D&D classes and races and stuff, and you went, all right, Undead Butler, which is, I don't know what part of D&D that's from, but I am here for it.
Yes, I was that kid in school that was like, wait, what were the instructions? Don't worry.
I'll do my own thing. It's fine. Hey, I'm Erika. I normally play Taran Grimm. Today I'm playing Cassidy, who is, I wanna say like Lara Croft Tomb Raider, but not Lara Croft Tomb Raider. But ironically, Lara Croft Tomb Raider is coming into a game soon, Dead by Daylight, and I found that out 3 hours ago, so that's fun. But in her spare time, she kind of moonlights as an entertainer's assistant, so sort of gets the knives thrown at her, knows how to do the juggling, a little bit of an explosives expert in there as well, but also is a thief, and tends to steal from the people watching the shows. So it's a good time. It's lucrative.
Classic
It's
Lara
good.
Croft,
Yeah.
being a performer's assistant. What
Steal
she's famous
from the
for.
rich. Give to me.
Steal from indigenous peoples and give to the British Museum. Topical.
Oh no.
And JD, what have you brought to the table?
It's me, it's JD. Usually I play Bradley Badley, and once upon a time I played Arcus when it was Brad in charge, and now Brad's back. I brought back someone completely different. So my character is called Socx. I was hoping, I wasn't sure what the parameters were either, so I kind of went with a tentative tiefling. If that was allowed.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
Tiefling's absolutely fine. I think in Jules's iteration,
Yeah.
like you don't really have demons and things anymore, but that's not to say like there couldn't be demonic bloodlines that, started a long time ago and then just got watered down over time. So you'd be a tiefling still. It just would be a very watered down, like, I'm 164th tiefling kind of.
Yeah. She describes it. Sorry, I had to kick my cat off the bed. She describes herself as a loner, but it's all the infernal bloodline. She is a spy and a thief as well, so some common ground there. Range attack, does a lot of archery, was homeless for a while, so lived in the woods, very Robin Hood type figure. But also just is stealing for her family back home. So you can't feel bad. She's trying to keep them alive.
Okay, and so the way we're going to begin the story is that you are all members of the agency known as the Forgotten, agency or organization, whatever terminology you want to give it, and basically their job is to work behind the scenes and recover artifacts and articles from history that should be lost, that should be removed from people's minds. And the way that the organization operates is typically their agents will go out on missions, retrieve what they need to, and then have their memory of that retrieval wiped. So they know that they did something, but they don't really have a full memory of exactly what it is that they claimed or that they took for themselves. So you all believe this is your first mission. Whether or not that's actually true is, that's up to you and your backstory. But yeah, coming into this, you all think like, oh, I'm getting my first mission with the organization. And you all find yourselves in a dark room that you've been led into, and in that room there is a dragonborn in a hooded cloak that fully masks their face and shadow. The only thing giving away their identity is a little bit of snout sticking out of the hood. And they tell you of an artifact that has been uncovered in a town far to the east. I'll get you all to name that town.
Together at the same time?
Oh, what are some...
Sure, throw words or sounds out there and we'll see what happens.
It's Fricabo.
It rolls off the tongue.
It's like Chicago or Otago, but Fricabo.
Fricabo.
Okay.
Why try anywhere else?
Sorry, Jules, there is now a town in the east of Isen called Fricabo.
We're changing the world, everybody.
Okay, yeah, this Dragonborn tells you about an artifact that's been uncovered in the town of Fricabo, which is far to the east. Very little is known about the artifact, but the reports that the organization has received are just that there are signs of weather and storms associated with it, and you'll know it when you see it, is all you are told when you ask for, how are we going to identify it. So it's going to take about 2 weeks to travel to the town of Fricabo. So I want all of you to summarize one significant thing that you each do during that time, and we'll get you to roll as well just to see how that goes.
Sure. How are we traveling there?
That's entirely up to you.
Oh.
Horse and cart.
We are
classic.
also, right.
Yeah, so the three of you were brought into that room, given the mission, presumably introduced to each other or not. Really, the organization doesn't care, who you are as individuals. It just grabbed you and said, this is your mission, go do it. Mm-hmm. And 2 weeks goes by of travel, and you all tell me something that happens in those 2 weeks.
I think throughout the 2 weeks, Mr. Graves would be keeping the cart spotless. So, starting out, it's the cleanest the cart has ever looked, and then as soon as someone either puts a drink down or finishes with a plate, instantly runs over, cleans it. It's constantly dusting around people, and even sometimes the person themselves, if they're sitting down, just get a little...
There'll probably be a lot around me, explosion, gunpowder and stuff.
Okay, Severin, can you give me a precision roll? It sounds like to keep the cart clean during 2 weeks of travel.
Easy. Can I add a butler's intuition?
It would be odd if he didn't.
That is, for the first roll, an 18.
Nice. Okay,
With
so
a 12 on the die.
yeah, for context, the highest score range for an unopposed action is 14 plus. So yeah, you literally could not have done any better. So you keep this thing so clean that like anyone you encounter on your travels, they actually stop and look as you travel past, and they're like, "Wow, that is a great looking wagon. That is clean." Whoever's been working on that is just a marvel.
And then they see you.
Why, thank you, sir. I take pride in my work.
Ah, zombie! And then they run.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's so judgmental. Such is the life of a butler.
A zombie, but
It's because he's a butler.
No, yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't think there's anything wrong with the way he looks. It's just like the way that people treat service staff and deplorable.
I think Cassidy will be playing around a little bit with some small explosions to help, just to prep for anything that might come. Just little tiny like sparkies.
okay. Do you think that would be brains or precision, or like what would you argue that would be?
Brains. Getting the formula kind of right.
Okay.
A 6.
Okay.
Adding in precision and explosives expert.
Yep. So that's a questionable success. So yeah, you do throughout your 2 weeks set off many small explosions. Some of them go off exactly as intended. Some of them are definitely not as you intended, like blowing
There's a
up
few
small
more
parts of the
holes
wagon.
in the-
You like blow up a pothole just as you're about to roll over it, and then the wagon gets damaged, and someone has to like get off and fix a wheel, things like that. And I would say you definitely annoy, at the very least, Mr. Graves with your messes.
Shame. Try to
I'm
keep
so
things
sorry.
looking shipshape.
I'm so sorry.
It is not a problem, madam. It is part of what I do.
It's what I unlive for.
Poor unfortunate souls.
I die to serve.
All right. Well, I think Socx is not enjoying the noise that is coming from the cleaning and the apologizing for making messes and the sparks. So Shanghai. So gets herself up on top of the carriage and sets up a little like station to sit outside of everyone else's noise, and maybe try and catch bugs for food.
Ooh, okay.
And brood.
yeah, I guess I'd call that agility, to get yourself up on top of the wagon to, and of course to try and catch small things that are moving around quickly.
Get some protein. Okay, I rolled an 11 with the d12, and it's +3, so that is a 14.
Yeah, huge success, just like Severin. So
Great
that goes
success.
exactly as you
Great
planned.
success.
You position yourself up and away from the fray, away from all the cleaning and the explosions, and you successfully catch bugs with ease. Just anytime you want to, almost you just like Mr. Miyagi them from the ether, and just grab one. You don't even look. You just
She's
feel
kind of a Mr. Miyagi type.
yeah. So Socx just thinks like, oh, I want a bug right now, and just reaches out a hand and just happens to grab one each time.
Yeah.
So he's got an infinite supply of bugs.
Just opens her mouth at the right time.
Unless you physically stop him, Mr. Graves is gonna try to clean this new part of the cart. You just see him kind of like creeping up, not wanting to bother you, but as quietly and kind of stealthily as possible. Give it like a quick jump.
Can I roll to kick off?
Okay, yeah, we can have an opposed roll here if you
Yes.
want.
Yes. Fight.
So yeah, I'd say that the instigator is definitely Mr. Graves, who's trying to clean up in Socx's new space, and Socx is the defender. So what do you reckon that is, Severin?
I would say precision to kind of be precise, but if I'm trying to be quick, it would be agility.
I'd go with agility.
Oh, can I make a case for senses if I'm trying not to disturb somebody?
All right, I'll allow it.
Definition? Okay.
No, I'll allow it. Like this, yeah, with detail I'll go, and especially the way I run it. Like if you can talk me into it, I'll say yes. I'm easy.
That's true. I've definitely tried to stretch that goodwill a bit. So with that and Butler's intuition, that is a 2 on the dice. So still a 7.
Okay, and JD, I'm guessing, agility again for you to
Okie dokie.
Stop him from doing what he's trying to do.
Okay, I've rolled an 8. And it's plus 3. So
already high. Yep.
Oh yeah.
She's kind of a Mr. Miyagi type.
Yeah, he's in the 3 to 5 less category. So Mr. Graves, that's a miserable failure. Your target, quote unquote, gets the upper hand. So she just makes it very clear that like this is her space. Don't do that.
Oh, terribly sorry to disturb you, madam. Please. Proceed with your consumption of various insects.
Everyone's pissed off with everyone. This is going to be a good 2 weeks.
Bang,
Any road trip, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Sorry.
But for what sake?
For Isen's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said, right?
So 2 weeks passes, and one day you approach a town, and you can see, even from a distance, there is a very dark cloud with a powerful torrential rainpour over a small isolated area of the town. Actually, the opposite, JD. And you get, as you get closer, you do see that storm is localized over like what appears to be like a single house.
They've got the Charlie Brown curse.
And you come into town, and you can see, even just from a cursory glance, that like the people of this town, the people of Fricabo, are like just milling about, going about their lives, but they are deliberately avoiding that house with the rainy cloud over it.
Do you think that's the one that we would know if we saw it? I think we should go to the house.
It does stand out.
Possibility.
It seems pretty logical, right?
Indeed, very astute, madam. We shall see what is happening forthwith.
I like knock on the on the roof to signal my approval
of the cart. I was like, knock on the roof of the house. Yeah.
We've gotten 2 knocks for yes.
Hold on. Crack. Make the horses go faster.
Oh, and they charge into town, and people scream and scurry out of the way.
Perhaps this was not the most tactful way we could do this, madam.
It's the most fun way.
Yes. Frivolity is important.
You charge the horses into town, and then you bring them to a screeching halt. And all the townsfolk have been made very painfully aware of your arrival. And people are just standing like with their mouths agape, just like, what just happened? Like, why did a cart just charge into town at full tilt?
A very clean cart.
A fantastically clean cart.
It's a good-looking cart.
I roll to flip off the roof in an acrobatic stunt.
Okay, agility.
Flip off the roof? What has it done to insult you?
Everything and anything it could. Actually, are we close enough to the house that I can jump from the roof onto the roof of the house from the cart?
Why not?
Great.
Let's see this fail.
I try to do that, and I use my spy work specialty.
Okay.
For breaking and entering.
Yeah. If you played Sly Fox, this is very spy work.
Oh yeah, I rolled a 12, and it's plus 3 agility, and then plus 4 for that, so it's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, huge success. Like a phantom, you just leap effortlessly from the top of the cart onto this small house. But of course, the house is the target of a torrential downpour, so you are now getting very heavy rain pounding against you and pinning you to the roof tiles.
What kind? It's a tile roof. Okay.
Madam, must I say, that was sensational, but now you appear to be a tad damp.
I spit out water.
And there are a few things in winter worse than wet socks, am I right, Erika?
cold.
Absolutely. It's the worst. Triggered. No, I'm not.
That's a callback to before the stream started.
Everyone will
Had
love
to be
that.
Bradley, how far out from the house is the rain?
It just covers the house itself. Like,
Okay.
it might be slightly like bleeding over the edges, but it looks like it's very localized specifically over the house.
Bleeding.
Would I be able to knock on the door with the bottom of the cane?
Yeah.
Just do like a... without getting soaked.
Yeah, you might get a little bit of dripped on, like a regular rain, but... Okay, yeah, so you knock on the door, and everyone who's watching from the town just sort of starts whispering amongst themselves, like, this is scandalous, this is so strange that you're deliberately going to this house. Like, everyone, like, what are they doing? Who are they? Like, why are they here? Maybe they're going to solve the problem. Maybe they're going to save Pancor. And they're saying all these, like, all whispering all these different little things to each other. And yeah, you knock on the door, and a few seconds later, a very tired-looking dwarven woman pulls the door open slightly and peeks out and just says, "Who are you?"
Good day, ma'am. My name is Mr. Graves. At your service. I've noticed you seem to have somewhat of a water problem.
Oh, yes. Are you here to save my husband?
Oh, I was not aware of your husband, ma'am, but would be absolutely open to being of service. Might I inquire a single question, however?
Oh, anything at this point.
Much obliged. Have you acquired some form of weird item in the recent time?
Yeah, her eyes go wide, and you immediately recognize, like, that is the expression of someone who has, and is hopeful in the fact that you've recognized it, is hopeful seeing that someone else, like, knows something. She says, yes, my husband, he found a small little statue of a goblin, and he brought it home, and this rain has been over the house ever since, and he's just been staring off into nothing and muttering things about cold and beasts, and I just want my husband back, and I want this rain to stop.
I can definitely understand that, ma'am. Do you know where he would have come across such an item?
No, but he used to... Well, up until a few weeks ago, he would just go on regular expeditions looking in the Drekus Desert for just trinkets and magical anything, really, just as a sort of collector.
I see. Very good, very good. And this is the first one that has caused... And he just points up the cloud.
Yes, I think he's been cursed or something.
Okay, very good, madam. If you could stand aside, I will take a look at your husband and figure out the situation the best way that I can, using efficiency and synergy.
You're coming inside my house. Okay, I guess I'll invite you in.
If you are amenable to such a situation.
Yes.
I understand, as a butler, it is an odd situation for me to ask entry into your abode, but as this is my first expedition, I am out of my comfort zone.
Oh, well, that definitely makes two of us. Please, Mr. Graves, was it?
Correct.
Please come inside. Come out of the wet.
Indubitably. Much obliged.
Yeah, you could tell she doesn't realise it's not wet beyond the house. Yeah, when you step through the threshold and she notices that you're actually dry, she's a bit like, curious. What do Cassidy and Socx do? So Socx is on the roof.
I think Socx is trying to find a chimney.
Okay, yeah, I'll just say...
I feel like this house has a chimney.
Yeah, there's a
Santo
chimney.
energy.
There's a chimney.
Go off. This is Santa Core.
Yeah. Santa Socx.
Hey, that's a stop.
No, that wasn't good. Yeah, exactly. Sock Stocking should be my name. And for all we know, it always was. But I think Cassidy should go first, because I jumped onto the roof first. I feel like I've done my turn.
That's good. I was just gonna follow Mr. Graves in. Hello, ma'am. I assist him. He's quite capable. He's very, very good at keeping things tidy.
Madam, you assisting me? Unheard of. No, I am of service to all around me.
That's fine. I'm also the assistant as well. We're gonna have to.
There seems to be some kind of status confusion here.
This is a.
But please, the more hands, the better. Do you have any other assistants in that wagon of yours?
One of them may
one
currently
other.
be on the roof.
And she looks up as if looking at the ceiling will help, and then looks down and says, "I'll take your word for it, but
They'll be
please
here
come."
in due time.
Yes.
And she leads you into like a living room space, and you do see there is a fireplace. It's not lit, but there is, sitting in front of it in a comfortable chair, is a dwarven man who is like, he's just staring blankly at nothing, and he is just like rocking in his chair, muttering, just like, cold. It's so cold. Wind. Cold wind. Ice. Beasts. Beasts. Oh, so cold. Fire. Fire. Beasts. Wind. Cold. So cold.
Ma'am, your husband is cold. Have you tried lighting the fire in the fireplace?
She says, no, he's not actually cold. Feel him. And she puts her like hand on his forehead, and she's like, he's absolutely fine.
There's no cold, no heat, just normal. Mr. Graves, come see this man.
Oh,
What is your assessment?
My hands are naturally cold, so I feel like I will not be too much help in this situation, but I can definitely attend to this. Apologies for my lack of politeness, ma'am. What is your name?
She says, I'm Galadar, and this is my husband, Pancor. And that right there, and she points to like a little lump you can see sort of sticking out from his arms that are crossed, and it's the statue. And she says that right there is the item, the cursed. Well, I think it's cursed.
Is it in his arm, or is he just cradling it?
He's like cradling it, like a comfort, like a baby holding a toy.
And he hasn't let this go since he got it?
No, he won't. He won't give it up to me, and the other townsfolk won't even come near the house to help. You're the first people who've really come, besides a few onlookers from outside.
Well, you see, it is our job, ma'am, and a job that we must complete. Am I able to get the cane and see how lodged in his arms the statue is? Like, if I give it a little splump, will it move?
Okay. Make a precision
First,
roll.
I come down the chimney.
Oh, yep. Do you want to roll for that, or should we just allow it?
Yes. No, we can roll. Is that also an agility, do you think? Or
agility,
is it a precision?
Yeah, or I might even argue brawn to stick the landing. I don't know.
Okay,
It's up
let's
to you.
try brawn. I'll go with brawn.
Get ready to clean up some soot, unfortunately, Mr. Graves.
Oh dear. Butler's work is never complete.
I rolled 13.
Noise.
That's a success. Describe your like epic landing in the fireplace that your companions and this dwarven woman see.
So I shimmy through the top part. Well, she shimmies through the first top part, and then puts her like feet either side and hands either side, and just slides like really fast, just as like a shoot down. Is wearing gloves, of course, for protection. Just does like shh, and there's little sparks flying up, and then lands as she gets into the fireplace. She does a little roll out, and then springs back up from it into a like, gymnastics pose, and does this, and like yeah, and everyone clapped. Yes.
Very good, Madam Socx. That has filled me with much jubilation.
That was an unconventional entry, but hello, welcome to our home. I was just
Hello.
telling
Do you have a shower?
well,
I need
there's
to
one
go
on.
clean.
She,
And a
believe
dryer
it's
for
on the
my
roof.
clothes.
Yeah, she points up. And she says, I was just telling your bosses or assistants. I'm not really sure of the dynamic here, but my husband here, he's been trapped in a sort of fugue state since he found a statue. That statue right there. And she points to, you could just see the head, like the tiny head of a little statuette poking out from his arms.
Has anyone tried to remove the statue from him?
I got an 11 to try to nudge it a bit with my cane to see if it moves.
Okay. Yeah, that's a success. It does move. It doesn't leave his grip, but yeah, you definitely see it's movable. It's not like fixed to him.
Can I give him a shoulder massage from behind to try and like release the tension of the arms to have it out further?
Might be building some new tension.
I'm gonna say
seducing husbands.
Wrecking marriages.
I'm gonna say make a bond roll. At this point, like
Madam, you minx.
It's been weeks. This dwarven woman, she is like exhausted. Like she presumably hasn't slept much at all. Her husband, who knows what's been going on in his brain, and yeah, she sees you going to touch your husband, and you do see like that reflex of like, don't you? And then she sags of like, just anything at this point. Just.
Oh, she's given up.
Would you allow me to add juggling to this? Purely because
Sell it to me, Erika.
to juggle, you've got to have really good hand dexterity. And so a really good hand massage, really good for juggling dexterity.
What is massaging if not juggling but downwards?
Yeah. And just like
You heard it here first,
grabbing and
folks.
squeezing in.
Yeah, you know what? You've made all of us laugh with that. Go for it, Erika. That's the golden rule. We're here to have a good time, not a strict time.
Alright, well, I rolled a 12 with +2 for juggling, and what was the other one? Bond. So, a 14. No.
Yeah.
Yes, 14.
Nope. Huge success. So you do massage Pankor's shoulders, and his body, I don't know, you must hit like a pressure point or something. It
He's
releases
so tense.
just enough. Like he doesn't leave, like he doesn't change the expression on his face or anything, but like his arms release just enough that the statuette actually falls and clinks onto the floor.
Can I quickly try to catch it?
Okay. Oh, someone can with
Your
agility.
bare hands?
No! Oh no, Mr. Graves, I should have described, is wearing those white kind of butler gloves
Of course he
that
is.
are always
course he is.
immaculate, no matter what he touches.
I believe you.
Also,
No,
they're
I
not even
believe you,
his
I believe you.
hands. They're someone else's hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
yeah.
still feel like they're a bit attached to him.
Technically,
go.
technically, those were the hands that were involved in some kind of gardening accident.
Okay. That's agility
It is a straight roll.
to catch a statch.
See how we do to statch catch. That is a 6.
Okay, that is a questionable success. You throw your body to the ground, and you do stop the statue from like directly hitting the ground, but then it just bounces off your hands and like onto the ground anyway.
Oh bother.
But you notice that, or you might not because you're on the floor, but the other two, you do notice that Pankor, his posture sort of relaxes, and Cassidy, it might be from the back rub, from the shoulder rub.
That's pretty good.
But
It's a
it also
pretty
might be
decent
that-
shoulder up.
it also might be that the statue no longer has like a hold on him.
Yeah, I would recommend no one touching the statue currently. Ma'am, do you want to come and support your husband?
Can I put it in a little bag?
To put in the bag, you have to touch the statue.
Yeah, but please just do whatever you can. Get that thing out of my house. You can still hear the rain pounding on the roof, so like the rain hasn't stopped.
Right. You know when you're picking up poo for an animal? Like you've taken it out
yeah.
walking, it's usually a dog, and you get the bag to pick it up, but you go inside the bag and you pick it up like that, and then you pull it out and inside out. Like I'm doing that with like a coin purse. And I'm wearing gloves.
And it's raining outside.
And it's raining outside.
The rain in Spain
What
falls
should I roll
mainly in
for that?
Futabo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd argue precision, I suppose, to pick it up without touching it.
I suppose. I mean, I would have to be pretty unprecise to touch it with gloves on. I just rolled a 12. Everyone can look
okay.
at my... It's on D12 Go. D12 Go, that's... Anyway.
D&D Beyond?
D&D Beyond
D12
12 Go. D12 Beyond Go.
D12 go
Beyond.
to the beyond.
And then it's +2, so that's 14.
Yeah, okay.
I wish I could
another
roll this
huge
well
success.
in main game. me versus me whenever I'm trying to charm someone is Bardley.
Yeah, so you do successfully pick the statue up using just the bag and with no part of your person touching it.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah, the rain is still hammering on the roof. And the woman, she is like trying to snap her husband out of his stupor, but he's still not like released fully from it, but yeah, he is definitely freed from some aspect of it. And she's like, Pancor, do you hear me? Do you see me? And then she looks up at all of you and says, do you think you did it? Do you think he's free?
Early signs seem positive, man. Perhaps a nice cup of
say.
tea would get him feeling better.
Yeah. And she gets up and starts like giving him a shoulder rub, thinking like that's the magic touch, copying whatever
what he
Cassidy
needed
was
all
doing.
along.
Dexterity in the hands.
Still got it.
Yeah, and then she says, "But please, I mean, I can't thank you enough, but I need that thing out of my house. I need that rain to go."
Yeah, I wanted to take it outside anyway to see if going away from where the rain is stops the rain on the house.
Okay, so do you just go
I
to the
do
door?
that. I
Graves
mean, beyond the door, right? Like, I go all the way to the carriage, even.
Mr. Graves is going to say to Socx, like, "Oh, we're using the front door this time, madam. Very good."
Excellent choice.
Cheeky.
Yeah, so Socx, you open the door and you walk outside and you take about 4 or 5 steps in dry air, and then the rain cloud quickly shifts position away from the house and over your head, and it's much smaller. It's concentrated just over you as a person, and it just hammers down this icy cold rain, and you immediately, like, your mind just transports somewhere else. And the other two, you see Socx taking a few steps, get rained on, and suddenly just stop moving.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm gonna get the hands out again.
I'm living my Eeyore fantasy.
I'm not okay.
Oh, I guess I just go into the corner and sit in the rain. Not like anyone cares about me anyway.
Attempt to hook the bag with the end of my cane and just kind of hold it aloft in a very precise manner.
Right, okay. Yeah, so approach and then make a precision roll.
That would be an 8.
Okay, that's a questionable success. You approach quite carefully and you reach out your cane, but then as soon as your cane enters the perimeter of the rain, the cloud expands to include you, and the cane, you do successfully knock the bag out of Sox's hands, and it just drops onto the dirt, but then this freezing rain goes over your head too, and your mind is transported elsewhere as well. And so, yeah, Cassidy, you now see your 2 companions just standing still in the rain.
I've only got so many hands. I can only give, like... Don't want to touch them.
I wouldn't suggest getting rained on. That seems
No, I
to
don't
have been our
fancy that
downfall.
either.
Nah, 3rd time's a charm.
Yeah, try it again, see what happens.
We all go.
The end of the story, it's just us all perpetually sad in the rain.
Can I...
like the end of a rom-com.
We're just holding up signs.
How depressed was Brad when he wrote this?
It's a bad day at work. Oh no.
Okay, I've got a ribbon in my bag. Can I tie a rock to the end of it and try to hook it around the bag and just at a distance pull it away from the 2 of them so
Just
they're not
sling
getting
it?
rained on?
Yeah, okay. I'm into it.
Right.
Fantastic.
You choose the stat. I would argue precision or agility or maybe even brains.
I'm going to do agility. Can I also add in... Would you allow small weapons as an option? I've got small weapons master, so I can throw things. Cool.
Absolutely. Because if this goes wrong, it's going to be a weapon against your friends. So
It went wrong.
Oh,
I rolled a 2. Plus 2 is 4. Plus 2 is 6. So it's a questionable?
okay, yeah, that's questionable. So that does succeed, and exactly like what happened with Mr. Graves and the cane, you whip this weapon out, and it does grab the bag, and it starts pulling towards you. But then that conduit of the rope going to the bag and going to you, the rain hits the rope, and then it sort of includes you in its envelope, and you get rained on. And then as soon as that rain hits you, Cassidy, you are transported to this other place, wherever it is. So what you all saw individually in your own turns was a sudden burst of like bright reddish orange light, like a fiery light. And then when it subsided, each of you individually, you found yourselves inside like a system of tall, icy canyons with like really sheer frozen blue walls, and everything is cold and blue and white. The air is just bitter and freezing. So Socx got there first, and then like a few seconds later, Mr. Graves arrived, and then a few seconds after that, Cassidy arrived as well.
Is Thingy there, the husband?
No, it's just the three of you.
And we've still got the cane and the ribbon that we touched in the item bag with.
You've got everything that was within the envelope of the rain, including the bag that has the statuette in it. And while you're assessing yourselves and whatever came with you to this place, a really powerful, concentrated gust of wind blows through the canyons and sort of rips the bag away from you, and it opens up, and the statuette flies out of it, and it sails away in a very deliberate and unnatural sort of manner, like riding the gust, as if like this is not an accident, and it just flies away from you down the canyons, and you see it disappear around a corner to the left.
That's gonna happen mid Mr. Graves being like, well, this place seems fairly hospitable, but there are things you could add to it. You could put a nice rug there, a nice fireplace, hang some photo, get rid of that wind.
I don't think we're getting out of here unless we get that bag. and then Socx just starts running, like Naruto running. no.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, like,
man.
like chasing after the bag. Needs it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You are rather swift.
And the other two?
Shall we follow? Let's go.
Yep. Just
Running.
walking politely with the cane, giving full House from the TV show House kind of vibes in this icy cabin.
Yeah. So, or in that case, yeah, Socx charges ahead of the other two, and you try and keep up with the flying statue as best you can, and you see up ahead the corner where it turned, and you turn as well. But what you come across is a small
No, not a
creature.
U-turn. Keep going the same way.
You turn.
That's an illegal move.
You see this small creature in front of you, like about the size of a gnome, like 2 or 3 feet tall.
Is it a gnome?
It's like an icy, demonic-looking creature with like really sharp claws and small wings on its back, and it looks up at you, and it's as if it's made of ice and snow, and it just bears these sharp, gleaming white teeth at you.
A dragon of ice and snow.
All right, George R. R. Martin, and it's
Or is it a blue eyes white dragon Yu-Gi-Oh?
You activated his trap card.
It's an ice method from D&D. You know that game that you play sometimes?
Wait, what?
Never heard of it.
Who?
Please explain.
That sounds like it's for nerds.
And it leaps at you, trying to slash at you with its icy claws. And so it's got a score of something. You need to roll agility to avoid it.
Good thing I'm pretty agile. Huh.
Yeah.
Could I...
Oh no.
Agile, yes.
Can my specialties be added to these, or no, not at all?
Yeah. If you've got one that applies to dodging.
Yeah, I've got the fact that I was in the Thief's Guild.
Okay,
I've got
so
my
you used to
thief stealthy, and I think I think the dodging helps with that.
Okay. Yeah,
would help
perfect.
dodging.
Okay.
Great. So I rolled a 2, and then it's +3, so that's 5, and then +3, so 8.
Okay. Yeah, not so bad.
Not the worst, not the best.
Yeah, so it got better than you. It got a 10, but that just means that you're going to receive 1 limit damage as it slashes you with its claws, taking you by surprise. And it just leaves like a really cold, bloody scar across one of your arms.
No, that doesn't help. You need to burn it.
Yeah, and the other two, you would probably catch up, and you see this shrieking, demonic little ice creature thing attacking your friend.
And also the little creature next to it.
Yay.
I would say Socx would probably be the first one to take some kind of action.
Yeah, okay, great. Can I just smash it? Can I just try and smash it with my hand? Like with my bow? I don't know, with something. I'm going to use brawn.
Yep, you can try and smash.
I think I'll try smash with my bow. Okay, that is 9.
It got an 8. So, you give it 1 limit damage. So just as a quick reactionary kind of attack, you just, hit at it with the solid part of your bow, and you do manage to sort of smash a chunk of ice out of it. You noticeably damaged it, but it's still just there shrieking at you, and it sees, like, you see it looking over your shoulder as it clearly noticed the arrival of your companions.
Quick, help me fight this little demon creature. It's wet and cold, and I don't like it.
It has feelings.
Is that what it says? We just talk it out.
It says, "My name's Greg. Can you just stop? You came into my house." No,
You-
it doesn't. It doesn't say.
Greg's about to be
I'm
dead.
pretty sure Greg is Greg gaslighting me right now. You are a demon. You are a little gremlin.
Yeah. How far away am I from not Greg?
You tell me. You come upon the scene, so like I'd imagine you'd be quite close.
Fear not, madam. I will leap to your aid. Have at thee, you scoundrel. And just try to smash it with the hooked part of the cane, aiming kind of more precisely for where it was cracked before to kind of cause a bit more damage.
Okay, so that's a precision, is it?
Yes, and I'm also going to add cane in the membrane. Cane in the brain.
Perfect.
Please do not sue us. That is 12.
Oh, mint. It only got a 6. So you deal 2 limit damage, which is all that it had. So
Bam.
you smash it in a precise spot, and it, like, a big chunk of it just sort of sprays out behind it in like a shattering ice, almost like glass. And then what's left of it sort of starts to scamper around helplessly on the canyon floor, and then it shrieks at you really loudly, and it echoes all around, and then it scrambles away, crawling up the side of the frozen canyons, and then disappears after a few seconds.
Good shot.
All in a day's work.
Our bag's not here though.
No, you can all see ahead that down this part of the canyon where the statuette flew away, you can see that there is a dark cave at the dead end.
Not such a dead end. And also rude working for present company. Rude wording.
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't take it personally, sir. Shall we perhaps move towards the ominous cave? That might, if I was a small statue thing, that's where I would be hiding.
Yeah,
Yes,
could I
but-
shoot like a fire bow arrow to like light the area ahead?
Yeah, dope.
Cool. Like just an agility, probably. Oh no, wait. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'll precision.
I feel like Mr.
Precision,
Greaves
yeah.
is going to light it for you, like, allow me, madam.
yeah. Rolls out the lighter. Oh man,
Shall I
am
alight your bow?
just rolling great today. I did
You have my bow
11
and my lighter.
and my
Will
lighter.
we be shooting fire arrows tonight, or regular arrows as well?
That's
Sparkling?
13.
13. Okay, yep. So that's a success. You do manage to shoot a flaming arrow into this cave, and it lights up the entry of it. And so as you approach, you do
Full
feel
of efforts.
an odd sensation of cold air and hot air sort of competing with each other coming out of this cave. You're having like gusts of freezing cold air that
See, I
bring
knew
chill
it
to
was
your
hot.
bones, and then also this heat that sort of melts the cold away at the same time, impossibly so.
If we don't end this session with a tornado, I'm going to be woefully let down.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Hot and cold. We're about to go to Oz, somewhere over the rainbow. And I
Some
don't just
Kansas.
mean me. Woo. Great. Does my arrow like pierce the wall at in an area where it like divides or something? I imagine it goes. Does it just go and then drop, or does it go? and
Yeah,
hit
it just
something?
goes and then sort of drop there. The cave drops down, it goes on a decline, and so your arrow just sort of hits the ceiling where it starts to decline.
Cool.
Damn, I also start to decline. if I go for long enough.
The cold is keeping you well preserved, though, I imagine.
It's an incline if you look at it from the other way. So,
That
you
is
know,
true.
it's all
about
about
perspective.
perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, some areas that were decomposing actually feel pretty good right now.
I'm sure you feel great.
So what's
Shall
Cassidy
we, ma'am?
doing?
I'm probably just going to walk to the front and have a look down. See if there's an actual drop down or if it's that sort of like steady. Like if it just sort of falls away completely.
Okay. No, you step into the cave and it's lit by Socx's arrow, and you do see that it just steadily declines. So it's like a path leading deep down into beneath the crust of Isen.
Cool. It's clear.
Okay,
Let's
beneath the crust
go
of
down
Isen.
and get our bag. We need to get the artifact.
Well, yeah, my bag, but you can
Your
have
bag,
the artifact
our bag.
now.
It's a bag. It's my bag. I run off.
So
I chase after. I'm Naruto running.
you head down into this dark cave, and it isn't too long before it begins to open up wider and wider, and eventually into a large open cavern, which again has this impossible mix of hot and cold air, but also there are like just vicious icy stalactites hanging from the ceiling, as well as scattered pools of scalding hot magma below. And you would think that like the magma would melt the icicles, and then the icicles would cool the magma, but for somehow neither of those things is happening. And at the same time, this really strong localized whirlwind is sweeping around the room, this miniature hurricane, almost playfully, and it's dragging this hot and cold maelstrom around in its wake, and it sort of sweeps past you and then sweeps away and then back past you, kind of like a puppy playing near you but not necessarily with you. And you can see at the far end of this cavern, the statuette is sticking out of the bag, and it's just resting on a pedestal.
A localized tornado here in our cave? Looks like we're about to get some steamed clams.
It's a regional dialect.
Is the ice just hanging from the ceiling, or is it like on the ground too around the magma? Is it like pathways through?
Right. Stalagmites and stalactites?
No, just stalactites. I was quite deliberate in that. So it's basically ice above, fire below.
Okay, cool. And there's no path in between.
There's no obvious path. No, it's very randomized. Yeah, and it's a tight fit, and it is definitely going to be dangerous terrain that we're going to navigate using a chain event.
Does it look like we can Frogger it?
There's no vehicles crossing to squish you. It's just about...
There's
But are there
just
any logs
fire
to jump
tornado.
Oh, certainly. No, we're going to run this as a chain event. So you will each take turns at explaining something you do to help the group get across. So we've established that the main goal of the group as a whole is to reach the statue on the other side of the room. Mm-hmm. So this event will require 4 rolls. So one for each of you, and then one final roll to cap it all off. And depending on how everybody goes, that will make the next person's roll either easier or harder. So take it away, one of you, whenever you're ready, to describe the first thing that you as a group do to make it across.
Parkour.
I like how quick and confident that was.
If in doubt.
Parkour. I actually have a +3 to parkour, so I made
Right.
a stat.
I feel like I'm fairly strong, so I'm up for throwing someone as well, if you want to combine.
And before anyone goes, could I use my private school education to figure out what I know about natural disasters and events?
Science.
To see how best to navigate them.
Okay,
Our butt was a nerd.
We can make that the first roll, is you just assessing the situation, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Don't worry, madams. I'll find the best way across here. So, I can't justify any other skill than brains, so I'll do that and then
Maybe, yeah. You could argue senses, but brains is
Oh?
the more obvious one.
I mean, I got a extra 2 senses, but I'll stick with my with what I said.
We've been rolling too good the game anyway.
Yes, that is a 4 in total, a 1 on the dice.
Okay, so that is a failure. You gain no useful information from assessing this room. It is completely random. Like, there's no sort of pattern that you're watching for like the bursts of magma or anything like that. It's just a naturally unnatural, if that makes any kind of sense. This is just chaotic nature in this place, and you can't make any sense of it whatsoever, and the next person is going to get a -3 because of it.
You see,
wait. Actually, sorry, I'm just re-looking at the rules I set forth for this chain event. The next person gets a -3, and you are put in some kind of immediate danger that needs to be resolved immediately. So a magma pool near to you, Mr. Graves, suddenly erupts, and you need to make an agility roll to avoid getting splashed with magma.
Yes. You see, there must be some kind of logic. This thing bursts, and then that one... No, that's not quite right. And then this thing... Heavens to Betsy!
Who's Betsy?
I think we all know. It's a 10 on the dice, which is the good news. Am I... Okay, now it'd be a stretch to add any of my specialties. I'll take a 10 just to... Oh!
Yeah, that's fine. A 10 is a success anyway. So yeah, you just narrowly dodge this burst of magma that explodes right next to you. And yeah, the next person in the chain event gets a -3 to their roll.
Nah, back to my hunch. You see, if the thing explodes there... No, that's not quite right.
Alright, well, should I try and throw Cassidy? I'll take the hit.
Okay. So that would be brawn or precision. So
it's gonna be
hard
brawn
or
for
throw
me.
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw hard.
Also, someone has mentioned that I've brought up heaven again. Of course, we all know I said Isen to Betsy. I don't know that to be very clear.
Throw hard and die hard. Okay. And can I use my thief quirk again? The thief skill, working with other thieves and shimming them up and hosting them up to get into places.
Instead of taking, they're giving.
I'm strong for that reason.
I was going to say no, but because you brought it up at a very interesting point there with the sort of the cooperation aspect of working with other thieves, yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay, great. Okay, so it's -3. So,
yep.
Okay, so it's a 10.
That's a success. So that is absolutely fine. You pick up Cassidy and you throw her to an advantageous point, partway through this cavern that is neither too close to a jagged icicle hanging from the ceiling or to a magma pool on the ground.
Thank goodness.
That was just a regular success, so there's no modifier to the next roll, which is Erika.
Yeah, I mean, I assume Cassidy not hitting anything is more to do with this roll.
Always handy.
Or landing.
Yeah. Parkour. We're gonna figure out the best spots to go, and I'll point them out to the group as we figure out. That's if you guys want to come the rest of the way too. Yay? Nay? To burn or not to burn? To freeze or not to heat?
Madam, I may provide moral support. And cheer you on. Yes, you're doing a great job.
I can also try and acrobat after. Hopefully with some help once you've got the...
Yep, or what we can do is use Erika's roll to count for all of you.
I rolled an 11 plus 5, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, huge success. So that works. So you and anyone else who is also doing so manages to move very deftly through this maze to get almost to the other side without injury. And because it was a huge success, the final roll, which could be any one of you, will get a +3.
I just rolled, so if someone else wants to take it.
Yeah, because I rolled first. Is the last roll just very... one could argue precisely, moving the statue back into the bag with my cane, as we have parkoured over to the platform it was on.
The goal was to use this chain event to reach the statue, so you're not quite there yet. The final roll will get you there.
You're probably going to say this is up to us. How far away are we from the statue at this point?
Like 10, 15 meters.
Okay. So we could go to the thing, or we could bring the thing to us. Am I able to hook the platform and move it closer so that we can then grab the statue as it slides?
How do you plan to hook something that's 10 to 10 meters away?
I
hand you my ribbon and rock combination. How you throw this?
It's gonna be gnarly. But I'm thinking, how detachable is my character's
As your arm?
Ooh.
That's cool.
That's
Do we really want to go there?
I've been wanting your arm to come off this whole session, I'll be honest.
Just where some of the stitching's kind of worn off. Just like, fear not, madams. I will bring this closer to us. And then just detach one arm. And then use arm holding onto Kane. And then just try to whip it.
Whip it good. Oh, I love this. I'm going to...
It's very fun.
I'm going to retcon that it's only 5 meters away, so this can actually work. Because that's awesome.
Because I do not have 15 feet of arm.
You are using your undead lineage, if you want to call it that, to do this. So yeah,
lineage.
Lineage. You tell me what stat you're rolling to make this happen, and remember, you get a +3. Wait, yes, you do. Yes, yep, you get a +3.
Again, not to use the same hammer to bash every nail, but I think I'm being very precise by not trying to swing too far out so that my arm just careens into the magma, heading kind of exactly where I need to move the platform closer.
Okay. Sure, roll it up.
That is an 8 + 6, that is a 14. That's
nice. Yeah, huge success. Final roll is it succeeds. So you do exactly what you set out to do, and you almost lassoed this pedestal with your zombie arms. It's such a great image.
Okay, Indiana groans.
Indiana bones.
Sure does.
That sounds like a rude movie, though. Anyone out there who is inclined to do fan art, that's it. That's the one. And yeah, you begin pulling it towards yourself, and all of you can feel success. Like, you can feel like you have done the thing. You have reached what you need to do. But before you can fully reel this thing in and take possession of it, that small icy demon, or what was left of it, sort of drops into the room from somewhere up above, and it lands right next to a pool of magma, and it looks like it's going to melt, but then it sticks one of its like broken icy limbs into the magma, and instead of melting, it begins to turn this orangey red color, and then it starts to grow and grow, like it's sucking the magma up. And then it pulsates and violently convulses, and then it just grows suddenly into this hulking figure of magma, and it, in one smooth motion, hurls this sort of splash of molten material at the three of you, and you all need to roll agility.
Can I add parkour to this?
Definitely.
Fantastic.
Can I add private school education, thinking back to when I took applied methods at the academy?
No, you cannot.
Shibal!
Could I either add spy, finesse?
Yes.
Acrobating away.
You can add that.
8.
Everyone else?
Dirty 12.
Nice. And Severin?
11.
Okay, Severin, it also got an 11. So Severin, you that's just a stalemate. You managed to dodge, not effortlessly, but you avoid getting splashed, and you almost throw yourself into a magma pool in the process, but you don't quite do it. Erika, exactly the same thing. You sort of dodge, but not without effort. And I was going to say Bardley, and Socx. it's got in the 1 to 3 more category. So yeah, you receive 1 limit damage as you just get like a big splash of molten hot material that just like singes right through your clothes and to your skin, and it hurts like the dickens.
I'm melting.
What a world!
No. What a world! What a world!
What are those?
What do you all do?
Can I shoot an arrow at the guy? Do I have like I think I've got an array of arrows.
Okay. Yeah. You just tell me what arrow you're pulling out, and we'll make a precision roll to make it happen.
Madam, I would not recommend the fire arrow in this one.
No, yeah. I think I'll try use the ice blast arrow.
Excellent vintage.
Yeah. And you said precision, right?
Yeah.
And can I use my thiefy stealthiness to help with this? To do it quickly before he notices me?
Yep.
Love.
It is a beautiful 1896 vintage arrow.
Ice blast.
From the finest quivers.
7.
Yeah, no, it got a 12. So you are in the, as the attacker, you're in the 3 to 5 less category. So you miss it, and it actually sweeps the arrow back at you, and you have to dodge out of the way, putting you off balance. Your next roll will be at a -3.
Okay.
I made explosions on our way here. Can I light some explosions and juggle them to throw towards the creature? Like light them in the magma, juggle, and then...
Yep. Like, I'm picturing you juggling 3 little bombs and then sort of 1, 2, 3 hurling them at it. I dig it.
Cool. So would that be precision and then juggling?
Yeah, precision, unless you can argue something else.
Agility? I do it quickly?
Okay. I'm not going to be fussy here.
That is a 12 plus 3, a 13.
12 plus 3 is 15.
Ah, that's cool. Math. Stay in school, kids.
Cool. So 15, it only got a 9. So you are in the 4 to 6 more category. So it actually receives 2 limit damage as these 3 bombs that you're juggling, you hurl them all, 1, 2, 3. One of them sort of sails past its shoulder, but the other 2 just hit it square in the chest and boom, boom, just like blow chunks of molten rock off of it. It makes a heck of a noise that echoes through the tunnel, but it roars this like really deep roar of like pain or annoyance. It's not happy with that. And if Mr. Graves doesn't want to act, the magma creature will have another turn.
Oh no, that's an incentive.
The most incentive.
First protocol. I hope this is going to be a free action to kind of reattach his arm.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
As he does that, just, Matt, you wouldn't happen to have any more explosives, perchance, on your person?
Pockets, yes. I made a lot over 2 weeks. I made 5.
Be so kind as to lay a lit one by my feet. I have a certain notion.
Yeah, I'll put one by your feet, and I'm excited for this.
You're gonna do the monster mash?
It was a graveyard smash. Reels back with the cane. 4 to try to golf swing an explosive at this method.
Yes.
I love how stupid this game gets.
What do you mean? What are you saying, Brad?
So, I would argue a golf swing is the epitome of precision, and I'm aiming for the soft, fleshy bit, aka the membrane of this creature.
Okay.
Oh, the defeated sound.
The defeated.
For a 14 in total.
Wow, okay. It only got a 7. It rolled a 1 on the die plus 6. So, you're in the 7 to 9 more category. It takes a whopping 3 limit damage. And as the bomb hits it in just the right spot, this huge explosion of magma shoots out the back of it. And it falls to its knees. but it lashes out wildly with these gigantic, rocky, magma-y fists, and just does like a big sweeping punch that all of you will need to do something about.
Can we roll that, like, as the bomb hits, it just goes, Eagle!
A hush falls over the crowd.
Golf claps.
I got an 11 for agility in your way.
I got an 8.
Yep.
1 fat lady. 8.
I also got an 11, including parkour.
Okay. It got a 13 on its sweeping strike.
Oh!
So,
Sucks to be us.
the two of you with 11s, you receive 1 limit damage as these huge fists just sweep out wildly and knock you down, giving you minor burns, but also sort of knocking you to the ground. Oh, and Socx, you also needed to have a -3 to that as well.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was to my attack.
Oh, no, it was to just your next time you roll the die.
Damn, look who's back down to an 8.
Okay, yeah, so the 11, whoever that was, you receive 1 limit damage, and the other 2, you receive 2 limit damage. As it hits you, just makes a much stronger contact. It singes your clothes and also just like leaves you winded and like bruises your chests.
I'm not looking good, boys.
And it's on its knees, it's clearly hurt, but it is like still roaring in defiance and blocking your access to the statuette.
I want to throw something at it.
Just anything?
It's like a big rock. A big icicle.
Wayne.
There's plenty around, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how dope would it be if you managed to like break off an icicle and like pierce
exactly.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, stab it through like a
You can
perfect
do
murder weapon.
this as a group action if you want. You can team up, and so basically you choose a main actor, and everyone else who wants to help would forfeit their own turn to give you a +2.
Oh. I
Each.
could try to
Each,
figure out what I know about icicles and how best to break them off if you so want.
Do we want to try and group
Using-
action this?
Using my
Yeah.
private school education.
Okay.
If the other two can justify their help, so Severin said Mr. Graves will help by talking you through how best to break an icicle using some of the training from his education. If Cassidy would provide some kind of help somehow, it could even just be like more extra brawn or something like that.
I have 1 more explosive.
Yeah, great. I can throw an explosive on it.
Yeah.
Pop an explosive on it so it will pierce and then explode inside, hopefully. So I aim for its like center, so it goes in and then it looks down. Like if it's successful, it looks down and then it sees it.
Oh, so you're not dropping an icicle on it? You're now going to explode its face.
I'm still throwing the icicle, but then the icicle explodes.
I like it. All right,
Yeah.
so you've got 2 helpers who are setting that up for you. So I'm going to need you to roll something here, JD, of either like brawn to break off an icicle or precision to throw it.
I score 9 plus 4, 13 plus 4, 17.
Nice. Okay.
17 to
yeah.
icicle. I 17 to icicle.
Okay, it only got a 12. So you are 5 more. So it receives 2 limit damage from this, which is all it had left. So you can tell me, all of you as a group, how this icicle bomb attack just completely dispatches this magma beast.
So I think the first one is Mr. Graves like, so now you see, madam, the way that icicles form is from the top down into a kind of cone pattern, and where it is most vulnerable is where it attaches directly to the ceiling. That is where you want to aim, between where the ceiling is and the icicle starts to form down, because it doesn't form in the most sturdy way right away and kind of solidifies as it grows down towards the ground.
Mr. Graves, you truly are my Alfred.
Very good, madam.
Cassidy's gonna hand the bomb to Socx and then sort of entice the creature to get underneath the icicle, so when Socx throws it and it breaks off the icicle, it kind of drops, I guess, to hit it. Unless you want to throw the icicle.
I mean, yeah. whatever's easiest for us to get the I use my super strong muscles and I pick up the icicle after the bomb is strapped and the creature is positioned in some way that makes it advantageous for me to throw, and then I just launch it using all of my 10 muscles all at once, and they're just bulging and and it throws and it goes through and it hits like center in the chest of the monster in whatever kind of way, and it, like I said, it looks down and it kind of it gets a weird look on its face, like, "Whoa? Like, what's going on? Like, what is this? I was made of ice and now it's in me.
I've been impaled."
Yes, yeah, I've been impaled, and then boom, massive explosion. They blew it up.
Nice. Okay. And you all managed to dodge it without me, without the GM making you do agility rolls. And yeah, so the bag with the statuette sticking up out of it is just left unguarded.
Mr. Graven's moment. Very good, madams. We defeated the beast. Might I say there was an act of heroism up there with the great Heracles. You know, it's actually quite funny. My right shoulder is from a
I pick up
gentleman.
the toy. I pick up the statue.
Okay. As soon as Socx. So Mr. Graves is doing this long diatribe, telling this story, and as soon as the statue is collected up by Socx, all of you are immediately just transported back to outside Pancor's house, and the rain cloud is still above you, but the downpour it softens. It becomes more of like a light drizzly rain, and you get the impression that it's going to stay over you until you no longer possess the statuette. People are gathered all around you, and you can tell you've been there for a very long time.
Can I smash it?
Citizens. Would anybody happen to have an umbrella upon the person?
Yeah, so whoever you like talk to, it just goes, "Ah, they're awake," and then just runs away screaming.
Oh dear.
And
also,
then,
madam, could you please not break the artifact that we were sent here to retrieve? That would be very counterproductive.
We can return it in many pieces.
Please refrain from injuring the artifact.
No, that's the whole thing. People love that. We could kitsugi it, make it up with the little gold bit.
This, on our first expedition, I am trying to make a name for myself in this business.
It's cursed.
But we won't have it at the end if we give it back.
So are a lot of things. I once served a very cursed family. The whole bloodline was entirely cursed, but they were decent enough people to take me in. A simple curse does not mean it is a bad object. It can be changed and reformed.
And I believe
it
our
sent
employers
us
will
to
know how to use
a different dimension.
Yes, but we
the
still
rain is
live
still
in...
happening.
Our employers will
What
know how to
happens if
deal
we
with
continue
it.
to touch it? Nothing has changed. If we just touch it again and we go back and then we're into it again. No, I smash it. I smash the thing.
Okay.
Can I try to prevent this?
Yeah, I guess you can make an agility roll.
Oh no.
Against my brawn.
I'm
I'm
adding a butler's intuition here. Because I'm trying to intuit your bad behavior from my past of dealing with families and small children who would act very similarly to this.
I'm adding in my past of being homeless and having to care for myself and take what I need fast.
Oh, you saying homeless people break things, JD?
No, I'm saying this homeless person breaks things.
I'm not going to police this at all. This is between you.
While they fight, can I just take the bag? No kidding.
If you want. You are a thief.
I got an 8.
I got a 14.
Okay, well.
Okay, yeah. So Mr. Graves successfully prevents Socx from smashing the statuette on the ground.
Now, if you do not wish to be rained upon, simply stand a decent distance away from me. I am more than happy to look after the artifact and ensure its safe return.
I go back to the carriage and I get out an umbrella that I've had there the whole time from the back rack and I open it.
Yeah, so as you walk away, you do notice that this drizzly cloud does not expand to include you. Like, you walk out of the perimeter of the rain and then grab an umbrella and then walk back into it.
Yeah. I hold it over everyone else begrudgingly.
Thank you, Socx.
Thank you, man. very kind of you. I do apologize for my heated temper before. These situations sometimes get the best of me.
The next 2 weeks going home is going to be so exciting with you two.
Oh, with the rain cloud, I have a lot more to mop up.
He says excitedly.
This has turned out marvelously.
Might move you two back up onto the roof.
Okay, so 2 weeks passes as you travel. You are quite a sideshow, quite an anomaly as you pass by towns and villages and people. Oh, that cart has its own rain cloud. That's some strange magic. That's very interesting.
Are there any farms that are looking particularly dry? As we're passing that we can go through?
Yeah, there has been issues with the land in Isen as well. So, you do get the odd call from farmers who ask you to just travel on through their fields on your way past.
Was it Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I think, had something similar, where there was a trucker that was cursed by some kind of rain deity. So that there was always rain, and then, farmers would pay him to go through when they needed the crops
Why do
watered.
I accidentally steal from Hitchhiker's Guide, which I've never read or seen, and from Pratchett, whom I've never read? I'm always
so
accidentally
crazy.
stealing from both.
They're just on the zeitgeist, man. They just got it. They're just there. You're smart, they're smart.
Very rich cultural
Satire.
artifacts. It's bound to happen.
So 2 weeks passes of blatant plagiarism, and
Hey, look,
back-
I said that Colonel Sanders was a gilf way before they released the dating simulation game. So just sometimes you're there. Sometimes you're there mentally.
Okay. Thank you.
Finger
You
like a
got me.
goat.
I got you. And
Exactly.
you get back to Forgotten HQ, and you meet in the dark, ominous room with the hooded Dragonborn once again. It's been a month since you were sent away, and they see that you're holding this bag, and the rain cloud does not follow you inside this headquarters. But you can assume if it's behaving anything like it did with Pancor, it's probably like raining over the top of the headquarters instead.
That's not good, though, if we're supposed to be secret. Hey, here's a secret thing.
That's for them to deal with. They wanted it.
The Dragonborn just says to you in as few words as possible, "You succeeded? Is this the artifact?"
Yes.
We do believe so, sir. It teleported us to a strange realm, and also creates a rain cloud that follows us.
Says that's very interesting. Our scholars will take note of this. And the three of you will forget this ever happened.
Okie dokie.
We will do what now?
Yeah, and I'll get all of you to make a brains roll. To see if
Nice
that
working
happens.
with you.
Would this be something that would come up hypothetically if somebody went to a private school?
No. Unless you're talking about repressed memories.
Okay, I rolled an 8.
Could have taken some theoretical memory course. I will take an 8 if you're allowing me. Then this would have come up in my education. It is a 10. I will leave that up to you.
Just an 8.
It is. I'll take a basic 8.
And Cassidy?
Just a 6.
Crazy 8s.
Just a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All three of you are in the questionable success category. So you do forget the specifics of what just happened to you. You forget meeting Pancor and his wife Galadar. You forget fighting the ice demon that turned into a magma demon. But you do have a vague sense, all of you, that you did have some kind of dangerous event happen to you that had something to do with hot and cold.
Do we forget each other?
No, you know that happened with each other.
Okay.
But yeah, the actual specifics of the artifact and what the artifact did to you, you don't know. You just have a vague sense that there was hot and cold involved.
See, the real adventure was the friends we made along the way.
That was a wild time at the sauna.
And that's the
end
of
the
Guys, can we do it properly all at once for the people at home that go along?
We can
with it?
try.
Okay.
And that's the end of the episode.
We tried
does
so
Jules
hard.
do that?
Started well.
Everyone slow down. How do you do it properly?
Everyone
if you
slows
could just
down
go
to catch up
slower?
with each other.
Yeah.
You just
I got
gotta stay
slower
the
and
same
slower.
pace.
So,
Of course.
The end
Yeah,
of
thank
the
you,
episode.
all of you, for thank you, all of you, Severin, Erika, and JD, for playing in that little adventure. Thank you to Jules for creating the story that happens in Book 2, which includes the organization of the Forgotten, something that was completely invented by Jules, which was a fun little thing to play around with. Thank you, of course, to Samsara and Amy for helping us with the stream, because I am technologically very thick and I had no idea how to do any of this, so I just wrote a game and then they made it happen. Thank you to the usual things that Jules says: Aiden Messer Photography, Haunted Sandwich for artwork and things like that, and of course to our patrons. It's been a long time since I've done this.
Let's see.
I don't have it written in a list, so I just have to read it from Patreon.
Has he still got it?
And he's still doing his hate it.
Just warm up my dancing.
Alex White Robertson, Irene Cucci, Laura Christine Goodwin, Sam and Human Grunt, Kay, Victorian Gavin Porter, Daniel Nichols, Squished, How long can I make this before Patreon stop me? Maybe I could write a book in here. Alexandra Litkites, Andrew Evans, K.S. the Fox, Ezekiel, Tara Borelli, The Gamatron, Kristen Holchwich, Disturbed One NZ, sometimes my luck, occasionally Dinglefluff, but always the human servant of the real win of the forgotten, Lyndon Hood, Paul Smells, Erika Jayne, Penny D. Boyce, Aaron Gilgren, Moji, Torji Barkai, Danielle, the Tea Lady of the Tea, and Liz from Time to Die, a D&D podcast.
Woo!
Hey.
What happened to movie reviews and 20 Qs?
Liz, man.
New list.
Man, Liz has gone in a new direction, but I'm here for it.
It's not the same Liz we knew and loved. It's a different Liz that we know and love.
We know and love. Yeah.
Okay, and that is it from me, GM Brad, and from all of us here at Fate of Isen. I don't know. I should have. This is so unprofessional. I should have looked at the schedule for when the first episode of Chapter Air is going to be. But it might. Is it in 2 weeks from now, or is it after that?
Kind of 2 weeks.
I think she was only missing one session.
Yeah.
So we should be back on the 31st of July.
Okay.
If not,
31st of July.
we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Be here or be air. Or
Hey.
Bye to
hair
July.
and be air.
Okay, we've got confirmation in the chat. It is be here or be air on the 31st of July. Celebrate
Thank
the
you,
last
chat.
day. You cannot drink if you're doing dry July with some D&D goodness.
Pow, 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 pow.
Pow, pow, pow.
That's it. Goodbye. Kakite, all the things. Arohanui.
Goodbye
I can't
forever.
remember what else she says.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Goodbye.
Call your parents!
Goodbye forever.
It's been alluded to a couple of times, but call them. They just
Call
wanna know
your
about your
weird
life.
uncle.
That's more fun, the weird uncle.
Yeah, ask him what he thinks about vaccines.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna hit stop record now.